Good afternoon everyone, and this is my Merlin SH-101, which is a spares cross parts bin build from the old Italeri kit, the original one which didn't have most of the parts for the HM1 Merlin. So I've added a forward-looking infrared system on there and this nice refueling probe, because these work on the two big Malagasy WHATIF carriers. And they provide combat search and rescue, and they also do vertical replenishment as well. They can do anti-submarine stuff like that, but they tend to be used not in that role. I do have some HM1s as well to build, which have the full anti-submarine kit that Italeri then put in, and I decided to do this as a stowed example, with the rotors folded and the tail folded, and looks quite nice. I've done it so that the rotor assembly does come off for ease of storage, and I've just added some extra parts. I've added some chaff and flare dispensers on the sponsons and some flare dispensers on the fuselage. Done it with the folding mechanism folded. Had to work out which way the blades go because of course they're backwards, and the Italeri early kit doesn't come with a winch, so I made my own from plastic hard as best I could. Added a little hook underneath for carrying stuff, and because I used the radar on the SC-130C Hercules, I had to use a ping pong ball radar. I'm very fond of ping pong balls to build radars, and what's annoying is I just found in the spares box another radar, so a bit late, but there we go. I didn't use the decals for the walkways because I couldn't find them, so I hand painted the top bit tyre black, and then I found the decals. Now technically I should have done this smoke colour here, not green, but it is a WHATIF build, and the Malagasys do have some freedom in what they do, and then I gave it all a light weathering just with a dark brown wash from Valio, just to try and pick out some of the steps. I quite like it. I like the refueling probe. It looks more meaty than the original one, and when you spin the rotors around you can see that this would be one of the ones which has an extendable bit. That's why I've gone for a bit more girth than the HC3 one, and of course the RAF never flew with the refueling probes. And then I just made this for the forward-looking infrared. It does have an interior. The Italeri kit has some fit issues, but it's not a terrible kit. I think Naval reboxed it as the HM1. Now, you may be wondering why these work on the carriers, and one of the reasons is they're three-engined, powerful helicopters. And the SC-142 family, of which I have one here, you think, oh, well, that must be huge because, you know, it's got 4 engines. It's a tilt wing. I wonder why you're putting the SC-142s, all the Merlins, on the rebuilt county class destroyers to replace the SH-60 fleet. Well, firstly, the Merlin is very fast, but the SC-142 is even faster with a 431 mile an hour dash speed, which belies its bulky appearance. Payload wise, 3.8 ton max underslung, probably 3 ton in reality, 4 ton easily in the cargo bed for these. You think, well, the SC-142 won't fold up that small. Well, actually, when you compare it to a Merlin, and given that Royal Navy aircraft, of course, do put Royal Navy ships do put Merlins in the hangars. Well, the SC-142 folded is not that much bigger than a Merlin, which kind of shows both the size of the Merlin and actually how the XC-142 family was designed for naval operation initially. I love the SC-142 and the XC-142 family, and that is where the Merlin radar went originally. One went on to the SC-130 and one went on to the SC-142, and that is why this Merlin has a ping pong ball radar, which doesn't look terrible. Used more for low level flying on this version. Added a SATCOM antenna and a little other antenna there. So I hope you like it. It is WHATIF. I airbrushed this medium sea grey, hand painted the walkways. I'm trying to use my airbrush more. Take care. Goodbye.